OSHA. Today on Watch What Happens OSHA, we will be shattering the myths and discovering the truths of gender and sexuality. Today, to be my co-host, I have M&T student, longtime friend, Tyler Jenkins.
Hi. So yeah, my name is Tyler. I'm an M&T student. I am a junior, and this is my third year here.
Today, we are going to be playing a Hollywood Squares kind of game where we had 10 students, one for the tiebreaker, send us videos of them answering true or false myths about gender and sexuality, and they are here to give us the real answers about them. So each of us, you'll see this grid, we will be picking a student and answering that true or false question to whatever we think that it is, and then if we get it right, we get a point for that square, and if we get it wrong, we miss the point for that square. Once we start playing, you'll totally catch on. But, rock, paper, scissors, see who goes first. Rock, paper, scissors, shoot.
Okay.
I'm going first. I'm going to start with Andres, because he's so close to my heart.
Is being gay a gene?
I'm going to say false, and let's see if Andres agrees with me.
The answer is false. Even though there are many studies shown that being gay is a gene, it's not.
So I get 1 point for Andres. Okay, so who do you want to pick now?
Let's do Matthew.
Matthew? Oh, he's such a star.
Gender fluid, non-binary, and gender neutral are all the same thing.
False. I say that with confidence, and that's my final answer.
This statement is false. Binary means one or the other. In the computer science world, it means 0 or 1. In gender studies, it means male or female. Someone who is non-binary feels like they are not on either side of the spectrum. They may be somewhere in the middle, or they could not be on the spectrum at all. It all depends on their own gender expression. Gender fluid means that their particular gender is not static. It's not in one particular place. You may feel masculine one day, or in one period of time, and then more feminine in another period of time, or perhaps somewhere off the spectrum in one period of time and then back on the spectrum. It just means that their gender expression is fluid and is not solidified in one particular place. Finally, gender neutral just means that they do not find themselves to be a part of either camp. They could be expressly in the middle or just neutral. In this case, you would probably want to use the pronoun they. The other thing is that I'd like to address is that there are a lot of jokes recently about, did you just assume my gender? Which, although may be funny for you, are actually kind of, honestly quite rude. People who are actually struggling with their gender expression and how to tell people about that may feel like they're being trivialized and may not feel like they're completely safe in the space they're in if you make those kind of jokes. So please be aware of what jokes you make in front of people. Thank you.
Alright, snaps for Matthew. Okay, I'm gonna go for Jenna because she's in the middle of the board, and whenever I play tic-tac-toe, I always make sure I get that spot.
True or false? Transgender people are queer.
I'm gonna say true.
I want to help you out.
I'm gonna say true, because queer is an umbrella term.
This is true, because queer is an umbrella term used for anyone who is not heterosexual or cisgendered. So people who are transgender do often associate as queer because they are part of the LGBTQ plus community. And someone who is transgender, since gender and sexuality are two completely different things, can be any sexuality. Being transgender does not restrict your sexuality. You could be asexual, you could be aromantic, you can be bisexual, homosexual. But being queer is just a blanket term for anything, as I said earlier.
Yes.
I did go with Demi.
Yes, Demi.
It is rude to ask someone what pronoun they would like to be called.
Yeah.
You're gonna
True.
say true?
That was yes.
Okay. Let's see what Demi says. Yeah.
That is false, because If at first you don't know what pronouns to use, listen first to the pronoun other people use when referring to that person. But if you must ask which pronouns they prefer, always do it in private so you don't put them in that awkward position, and so you make them feel more comfortable, and so they can open up to you and tell you which pronouns they would like to be called.
Or people that I know that have been asked, like,
Okay.
okay, yeah, and it was like, it wasn't a polite manner. I've even like seen situations where it was like that, and it was, certain of them were in private, some of them weren't, but almost everybody I've talked to
Gets offended about it.
gets offended about it, but I can see what you mean.
So in general, I guess maybe like
I'd
pay,
say
like,
exactly
like,
what she said.
like pay attention to people
Yeah.
calling around. So next, I'm gonna choose Natalie. Yes.
Sex and gender are the same thing.
I know that's false. I know that's false, but I know that she can give us a wonderful explanation as to why.
This is unbelievably false. Sex and gender are two wildly different things. Gender is like a smoothie of fruits and like a blend of everything out there. And sex is like two choices with some mixed up stuff in the middle. Sex is biological. Sex is your chromosomes, XY, XX, XXY, some other combination that science hasn't really made us aware of yet. It's hard to answer this question often because the research isn't there. What happens is gender is your mind. Like, I was born and I feel like I'm a woman. I feel like a girl. I act like a girl. I'm like, I am comfortable being a girl. And that makes me a girl. Same thing for trans men. They feel like a man. They are a man. It's not dictated by what their genitalia or what their sex is. And the line also gets blurred for sex because of intersex people. People born with different combinations of genitalia. If they have, like, both typically male and typically female genitalia, like, together, or they have a combination of the two, often the doctors will assign them one, and that can often be damaging for them later in life. But that does mean it's different than their gender. And, for example, you could have typical male genitalia but still be a woman, because gender is within your brain. So there's actually something going on in their head. There's a reason that they feel different. And this is what really separates sex from gender.
I got that point.
Gender identity is different than gender expression.
I'm trying to really think about it. Gender identity. Okay.
Gender expression. Are they the same? Or are they different?
I really don't know anything about. Like, I should.
This is why we're making this video.
This is why we're making this video. People like me need to be more educated. I'm gonna say. Did she say that they're the same thing?
She didn't. Oh yeah, she said are they the same thing?
I'm gonna say. Yeah.
You're gonna
True.
say true.
That was yes.
Okay.
And the answer is true. Gender identity is how you feel on the inside, and gender expression is how you feel on the outside. Sometimes a person's gender identity and their gender expression can match, and other times it can be different. For example, someone might look like a man, but on the inside they feel like a woman, or sometimes they will feel like a man, or they could feel really anywhere in between.
That's cool. I didn't know that. Glad that I didn't pick that one.
That's okay. No matter what.
Okay, let's see. Riley. I'm gonna pick Riley.
True or false? According to Facebook, there are 23 gender identities.
She's just saying, like, this is what Facebook says, and maybe it is. I'm saying false. I think there's way more.
The answer is false because from what I looked up, there are 31 gender identities in total.
And then
I saw that.
hey, look, this is an alum. You should pick this one. This would be so special. Please play this one. Please.
I'll choose Gabriel. I chose that for you, Miss Combs. Please watch this video.
Bisexuality is just being half gay and half straight.
Okay, from what I know about bisexuality, because, hey, that's kind of like what people think, is that it's like, oh, it's just, like, oh, it's a perfect split, like, you half like guys, half like girls. But there's, like, that broader, like, spectrum of, like, oh, I don't necessarily like just, I like more than half. So, I'm gonna say false on that.
False. Bisexuality is being attracted to your same gender and other genders. Bisexuality is not just being half gay and half straight, because sexuality, as we know, is a spectrum. People may find themselves more attracted to some people some days and more attracted to other people other days, but it's entirely up to them and it's their prerogative to decide. So, bisexuality is not just being half gay and half straight.
Okay, then I guess that just leaves like one for Hayden, so hopefully I get this right. If not,
I don't get it wrong.
Then we can go into the tiebreaker.
True or false? If you're a cross-dresser, that means you want to change your gender.
Hayden, I've never had a conversation with him, but he seems like the coolest person.
Oh my gosh, Olivia's a star.
He's a queen.
So I'm saying false.
This is completely false. Cross-dressing is a way to express yourself. I identify myself as a male, but that does not limit me to just men's clothing. I often wear clothing designed for a female, but that does not mean I want to change my gender. I also often do drag, and I wear the stereotypical female attire, but that does not mean I want to change my gender. Cross-dressing is a form of expression, and I applaud anyone who does cross-dress because it takes a lot of courage and confidence.
Yes, it does, Hayden.
All I do is win, 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 no matter what. Got money on my mind, I can never get enough. And every time I step up in the building, everybody hands go up.
Hey you guys, thank you so much for watching this video, and by making this we did not mean to offend anyone. We simply wanted to raise awareness and inform people of the correct manners in which you handle gender and sexuality. This is a very important thing to a lot of people, and we never want you to judge someone based on their appearance or their sexuality or what they identify themselves as. So the next time you're walking down the Ocsa hallway, just make sure that you look at someone and say hi, because you never know who your next good old friend can be. Okay, Tyler, do you have anything to say?
I'm going off of what she said. Just make sure you know what you're talking about and just do your research before you act like you know everything. Just make sure you know exactly what you're talking about when it comes to topics like these. So, yeah.
So yeah, thanks Tyler for co-hosting this with me. And that's all. Until next time, thanks for watching. Bye!
Bye!
What's happening in Ocsa?